Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we will be talking about the match between Barcelona and Celta de Vigo, and in this match Barcelona has won 3-0. And so just like in the match against Villarreal, it was a very exciting match. I think that right now Barcelona is going to the right direction. Barcelona is looking extremely strong right now, and I believe that Koeman is getting everything extremely right. And all of that is going to be discussed in today's video. And so the way that I'm going to format this video is I am going to talk about the first half, the second half, and then again my overall feeling of this match, like in every post-match review. So starting with the lineup. In this lineup, we did see the exact same starting 11 that did start against Villarreal, and I believe that this is going to be the starting 11 Ronald Koeman is going to choose going forward into this season. And I understand why Koeman is not really rotating his starting 11 in every match. I understand why he wants this team to be very consistent, and he most importantly wants this team to gel as quickly as possible, especially with what Barcelona is trying to implement, which is the 4-2-3-1 system. This is a system that's extremely new to Barcelona, and so it is going to take some time, and I'm starting to see why Koeman is constantly trying to use the same starting 11. But overall, I am impressed. I like what this starting 11 is bringing to the table, and honestly, I think that it should stay like this, because if something is not broken, then don't fix it at all. And so going into the first half, we immediately started to see that this game was going to be one-sided when it comes to the possession, because Celta Vigo went into this match not playing the regular game. They played with 5 defenders, and because they played with 5 defenders, Barcelona were in charge of the possession in the middle of the pitch. Because to be very honest, Celta de Vigo rarely had any players up front to take the ball away from the defenders and the midfielders of FC Barcelona. And so because Barcelona had all the possession within those first 20 to 25 minutes, that greatly benefited 2 players, and that was Jong and Coutinho. These 2 players in the first 15 to 20 minutes were penetrating that final third area. And if we look at the heat map here from Coutinho, you can see how greatly effective he was around the box. And it was extremely exciting to see players like Jong and Coutinho really create chances for the other players like Messi, Ansu Fati, and Antoine Griezmann. They were really running game on that field. And so because throughout that match, we constantly started to see Celta Vigo give that space in the middle of the pitch, eventually we saw Coutinho create a chance for a player named Ansu Fati. And so yes, on the 11th minute, Ansu Fati scored a goal yet again, which is the second match in a row. And at 17 years old, examining the goal that Ansu Fati did score today, when he was given that amount of space, knowing that he was very limited with what he can do with the ball, the way that he got out of it and scored that goal, you cannot tell me right now that did not give you glimpses of Eto'o in his prime years with Barcelona, or a 17-year-old El Fenomeno, because the way that Ansu Fati controlled that ball, maintained his strong stance in that run, and put that ball into open space is something that we have to admire. This is a play where you would expect something like this to happen to a mature 27-year-old professional footballer who has played in top European football for like about 10 years. Ansu Fati did that at 17 years old. And I hope that Ansu Fati continues to score goals in this way, because to be very honest, there are going to be defenders out there, multiple defenders out there, that are not going to expect that coming from a 17-year-old player. And I hope that he does continue and understand the players like Coutinho, Lionel Messi, and De Jong, because he's working extremely well and connecting extremely well with those players. And so besides that goal, I'm honestly very impressed with how he's having Barcelona perform this press on the field. It is much improved from the last season, and because of that, it really gave Celta de Vigo a hard time on trying to get out from their own side. And I also believe this is why Ronald Koeman prefers to place Antoine Griezmann on the right wing position, because he is one of those players that can't give you that great man-to-man press. So everything was going well within those first 20 to 30 minutes, but on the 41 minute, there was a moment where Lenglet had an incident on the pitch, and he did receive a red card. And to be very honest, as I was replaying that play that Lenglet supposedly did, I honestly do think that yes, Lenglet did hit that player, but I honestly don't think that it was intentional. He did not mean to do that. And I think that because of that, the ref should have never given that ridiculous call to Lenglet. That was so unnecessary. And I started to think that maybe this ref was having an agenda in this game to give Barcelona that disadvantage. And so it was a ridiculous call. I do not think that it was a red card. Yes, the Lenglet hit him. He did, but it was not intentional. We even saw later during the 15-minute break, that Piqué, Koeman, and Messi were all trying to argue with the ref that that was not a red card. And I honestly do believe that it was not a red card. Maybe a yellow, but not a red card. And so going into the second half, yes, we did play with 10 men, and that greatly affected our performance going forward. So because we were so limited on going forward, we rarely had our chances like we did in those first 20 to 30 minutes. But eventually, Barcelona were good enough, and Barcelona on the 51st minute scored the second goal, and that goal came from Messi himself. Now, I know that it was own goal, but Messi did like 99% of the work. But on the 51 minute, it was 2-0. Were Barcelona trying to score and continue to pound Celta De Vigo? They were, but I don't think that there were many big highlights in the second half. But I do want to talk about one thing that I'm starting to see that's very consistent from Ronald Koeman, and that is the substitutions. Ronald Koeman made 2 substitutions in this match besides the one with Araujo, and that was Pedri and Trincao, which was on the 71st minute. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because of the situation that Barcelona was in. Knowing that Barcelona were down with 10 men, and knowing that you want to maintain that 2-0 win, you would assume that the coach would want to bring in 2 players who play more defensive, and then use those defensive players to try to maintain and cover your 2-0 win. But that was not the case. Ronald Koeman put in Pedri and Trincao, 2 young, inexperienced Barcelona players who were not necessarily defensively focused. They were attacked focused. And the fact that Koeman laid the trust to these 2 youngsters really tells us so much on what type of coach Ronald Koeman really is. And it really did bring a smile to my face, because I was like, you're really going to bring in these 2 youngsters at a time like this? You're really going to put that type of trust to these 2 players? Do you really think that they could perform at that level? I'll believe you, Ronald Koeman. I put my trust in Ronald Koeman that he knows what he's doing, and we saw exactly that. Pedri and Trincao did what they had to do. Even Koeman did say after the match that he did trust Pedri and Trincao with their defensive qualities. And like I did state in my previous video, Koeman wants to emerge a new Barcelona, and he is doing exactly that. And so around the last 4 to 5 minutes, SERGI Roberto scored the 3rd goal, which was honestly made by Lionel Messi with that amazing dribble into the box. But in the end, Barcelona ended up winning 3-0. And so I'm now going to move to the overall analysis of this match. And I want to point out one thing, right? Notice how earlier in the video I did say that playing with 10 men was going to affect us going forward. What I did not say was having 10 men going to affect our overall performance. And I believe we saw exactly that. I really don't think that when Barcelona played with 10 men, it impacted our performance. What Koeman is doing extremely well with this team is that he is really integrating the press back into the squad extremely well. And I believe that that is why Barcelona have yet to concede a goal in La Liga, and it could reduce our chance of getting scored on going forward. Because to be honest, ever since we did play with the 10 men, our intensity did not drop at all, not once. And the fact that Koeman got these 10 players to perform at that type of intensity, which is something that we have not seen in Barcelona since like 2015 or 2016, we must admire the work that Koeman is currently doing in this club right now. And so overall, I like the direction that Koeman is going for. The direction is positive. The direction will get us to that higher level in football. And so as for Ronald Koeman, I give my applause. I do give him a 10 out of 10 when it comes to how the team started, the substitutions that he made, and how he adjusted his squad when playing with 10 men. And so that is it, right? We have won 3-0. We have gained another 3 points. And our next match is going to be against Sevilla, which is going to be, again, another exciting match. We will be seeing Rakitic play in a Sevilla shirt. And so lots to talk about. I will be making a pre-match preview for that match and a post-match review just like I did with this match. And I lastly do want to end it with 2 big announcements, right? Because before this match, there was honestly a lot of things that went on. And one of them was about SERGINO DEST. So Barcelona have announced the signing of SERGINO DEST, and here are the details. They have signed him for 21 million euros plus 5 million in variables. He will sign with Barcelona on a 5-year contract that will take him until 2025. His release clause is going to be 400 million euros, and he will wear the number 2 shirt, and his presentation will be held on Friday. And so there were images of SERGINO DEST wearing the Barcelona shirt. He was juggling the ball. He was doing the usual routine when every new player comes in, and he did say one thing that really stood out to me, and he said this: I will give everything with this badge, and that brings me so much happiness because I know that DEST is living his dream. I know that DEST wants to be in this club, and I honestly cannot wait to see DEST make his debut with Barcelona. And so the other announcement is this: the UCL draw did take place a couple of hours ago, and here's the draw. We are going to be on Group G alongside with Juventus and Dynamo, and the team that we do see above, I do not know how to pronounce it, but yeah. But the main story is this: Messi and Ronaldo will finally see each other for the first time in a very long time. They will be reunited. It will be a Messi versus Ronaldo match. Arthur will meet Barcelona, Pjanic will meet Juventus, and we are also going to see two Americans in this game, which will be McKennie and SERGINO DEST. And I honestly cannot wait for that match between Barcelona and Juventus. Like in every match, I will be making a pre-match preview and a post-match review for this match, and so there is a lot to look forward to. Let me know what you guys think about the match between Barcelona and Celta de Vigo. What did you like? What did you not like? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. That'll be it for today's post-match review. Please like, subscribe, comment. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.